Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, you all remember when presidents from the historically black colleges and universities came to the White House and they met with Donald Trump. They took a photograph with Donald Trump. They had smiles on their face, smiles on their faces, as if something was actually going to come out of that meeting. Something was going to come out of it that was beneficial to the black community. I mean, there should have been a sign when Donald Trump's representative, Ann Conway, was sitting on that couch with her feet on the couch. I mean, that should have told people that they didn't give a damn about black people, man. And now it turns out that Donald Trump has betrayed those people after pimping those black presidents for a photo op. This man is basically stabbing them in the back because, he recently issued a statement where they basically said that they would continue to support black colleges as long as it's consistent with the equal protection clause of the Constitution. And that implies that the Trump administration may try to come up with legal arguments to justify cutting funding for black colleges. And his executive order basically transferred control over funding to the black colleges to the White House. So instead of it going through the Department of Education, it now goes through the White House. And guess who's in charge of that? Steve Bannon, the white supremacist. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up, man. It's just so crazy. And the fact of the matter is, here you have black colleges that are basically possibly going to be scrutinized by Donald Trump as being possibly unconstitutional because you have black schools. They may try to make an argument that that is some kind of discrimination to even have black colleges. When in fact, black colleges, as is pointed out in this article that I will include in the link, in the description box, black colleges only became necessary because we live in a racist society. Many of these black colleges were founded right after slavery, right after a time when black people were denied the right to an education. For a long time, it was illegal for African Americans to learn how to read. And even when they first began to set up these colleges, there was a lot of outrage. People did not want African Americans to receive an education. They were fearful of black people receiving an education. And I recently saw a documentary. Let me see if I still have the card for that documentary. And this is the note. It's for We Are Rising. That's the name of the film. It's a film that I saw during the Maryland Film Festival here. A great film. I hope you all get to see it when it actually comes out. I think it's coming out on PBS, so you all should check that out. But it talks about the history of black colleges. And one thing that they pointed out was how there was fierce opposition to black colleges. And it seems like, it's possible and likely that Donald Trump may try to cut back on the funding for black colleges after putting on that show, after putting on that photo op. It's the ultimate betrayal. And the fact of the matter is, despite things like this, you still have these Negroes who are supporting that man, Donald Trump. I just can't understand it. You have people, I'm not going to call any names, but you get the picture. You got these delusional Negroes that support this man who doesn't give a damn about them. People think that there's no longer a need for black colleges. They have this perception that somehow black colleges are obsolete. When the fact of the matter is, there is still a need for black colleges. These so-called predominantly white universities, these mainstream universities, they don't meet the needs of the majority of black people. You can get a quality education at a black college, and in fact, you get a unique experience at a black university. So there is still a need for black colleges. And I've been to both. I've been to a predominantly white law school, and I went to a historically black university for undergrad. So I understand the difference between the two, and I understand the need for many of these black colleges. And it's just a shame that all of that is at risk now because we had this man, Donald Trump, in the White House. And again, I'm going to beat this dead horse. Those people that told you that elections don't matter, these ignorant Negro leaders, these people that have all these followers here on YouTube, these people essentially misled black people when they told you and me that elections don't matter and that we should not vote. So that's about it. Tell me what you think. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.